Our first guest made her mark on the music scene back in the 80s with her band Swing Out Sister and with her signature bob haircut. 21 years on, she's got a brand new album out, but the hair has remained, and Swing Out Sister are as popular as ever. Here's the hit that had us all on the dance floor.
Time has come to make or break. Move on, don't hesitate. Break down, don't stop to ask. Now you found a break to make it last. Got to find a way, say what you want to say. Break out.
Please welcome Corinne Drewery! We've just seen that fantastic video. It brings back some memories. What's it like to see it?
Well, it's a bit scary. Have we been doing it for that long? But
it was 86, wasn't it, when it came out?
I think so. It was so long ago, I can't remember.
It was around then, because I was working, it was my first job in TV, sort of, and it was a music video channel. And yours was one of the first, one of the most played on there. And I used to watch it, and it just reminds me of a brilliant time. Yeah. Was it a brilliant time for you?
Yeah, it was amazing. I mean, it makes me feel happy seeing that, because I think, wow, that was just like a dream come true. We were making a video, dancing out. You didn't see any of the outtakes, though. I mean, that was fairly together. There was a lot of falling over and all kinds of...
You were very near next to you. It looks like we're going back there.
But you were very young, weren't you, when you made it? Was it a wild time? I mean, was it a different time then, do you think? Did you go to those kind of wild parties and do what the
I've been
others
to all
did?
the wild parties before. I wasn't that young. I was actually 24 when we had our first hit, so I didn't make so many mistakes in public. I know these days a lot of people kind of do their growing up in public, and I was quite lucky. I think it's different times now. There's paparazzi on your skirt, down your top.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. And the music that you've got now, this new one that you're coming out, is it very different to the others?
I think it's a bit more mature, a bit more...
Is it?
Well, I suppose with more experience. It's our 9th album.
Wow.
Yeah. We're kind of a bit... Probably just a little bit more intimate, a bit more up close and personal. We had big productions with the first stuff. I mean, you know, we're very lucky to work with producers, arrangers, all kind of people. But I think this time we just thought, let's see how we do it if we just keep it small and do it ourselves. So.
And you've got a new single coming out from the album. What's that like? What's it about?
I can never really tell what it's about. I mean, I need to go to an analyst to have my head read, I think. It's kind of just collecting and gathering bits of conversations and stuff from all around you, but, you know, it's...
And you're going on tour with it as well. It's the first time touring for a couple of years. Yeah. How are you feeling about it?
Oh, I'm really excited. It's going to be a bit more of a jazzy affair. It's a smaller band. That's a bit more up close and personal too. So, you know, I might tell a few stories and a few secrets.
I have to tell you something. I come from Nottingham.
Do you?
Yes,
Up my duck.
And my mother comes from Beeston, lives in Beeston now. We didn't, we lived in Burton Joyce, but in Beeston. And she had poodles. And I went to Dorothy Grant's.
Did you?
Yes.
Well,
same school. Same
Well, it's obviously done us both.
I know, she was there 20 years before you.
Because your mother had a poodle parlour in Beeston, didn't she?
Yeah.
I know, my mother would know.
It's still there, actually. Her friend took it over, but yeah, I was brought up with the poodles, yeah. They were my mates.
It must be Nottingham, because my mother used to breed poodles.
Did she?
I know! When I was
I think that's fantastic. But can I ask you, you know, I was 16 when your song was a massive hit. I loved it, and I still do. What have you been doing since that time? Did you have a break and think, you know what, I want it back, I want to get back to where I was, or have you constantly been singing and
We've been doing it constantly, but I suppose when you have the first boost and, you know, we had a #1 album, we were running around all over the world, it was a bit exhausting, so we slowed down a bit, and now there's more time to enjoy it. I think we take things at our own pace. We're not being pushed so much, but, well, we have to push ourselves, I suppose, but I think it's great to be able to just enjoy it. I mean, you know, just coming on a programme and seeing you lot, it's fantastic to be here, but I wouldn't have remembered anything about it when we first started out. We had one thing after another after another. You didn't know what you were talking about. You didn't know who you were talking to. You just shunted around. And so it's nice to just take things at a calmer pace.
You never really stopped then, but I mean, it wasn't like the 80s, because lots of 80s bands are sort of like getting back together and all going on tour together. You've just kept going, really, haven't you?
We've just kept going, yeah.
Whereabouts around the world? Because you're quite... is it Asia you go to a
We've
lot?
spent quite a lot of time in Japan.
Yeah.
And I always wanted to go to Japan since I was a little girl in Nottingham. My auntie used to have this geisha doll, and I used to go, Auntie Thea, when you die, will you give me that doll? I said, take the damn doll, will you? I'm fed up with you waiting for me to die. So I had this doll, and it was always on my dressing table. And I just used to think, one day I'm going to go to Japan and I'm going to see real ladies like this. And I think from the age of about 2, I just was obsessed with Japan.
Really?
Yeah.
So is that why you wear your hair like you do? Because you've always had that hair, or have you not?
My mum took me to Vidal Sassoon when I was about 7. I think she kind of, she foisted her fashion ideas upon me. But that was at the time of Mary Quant and Twiggy in the 60s. Everything was very graphic. So she wouldn't let me wear those fluffy dresses like all the other girls who sort of had bows in their hair and pink fluffy dresses. I had to wear like a beatnik jumper and have my hair in a bob. And I was going, Mummy, can I have a pink dress? But thanks, Mum.
But you did sort of grow it out for a bit, didn't you? And you've kind of gone back to it. But you just look like exactly the same person sitting there.
Yeah, well.
Now, on the show, we've been talking about being quite shouty. You're probably not, because you're quite quietly spoken. Do you ever lose your rag?
Well, it's probably because I'm quietly spoken. I bite my lip a lot of the time, and I'm very quiet and... Well, not that quiet, but, I'm kind of restrained, and I don't like to I don't like to rock the boat, so I'll kind of keep quiet. But then about once a year, exactly once a year, in fact, I completely lose it over something stupid. And I heard you saying something about road rage. It's often with taxi drivers, if they don't know where they're going. I was like, well, I'm playing and I'd erupt like a volcano. It's like, I don't know where it comes from, and I can't remember what I'm saying, probably terrible things. And people who know me kind of recoil as if, like, oh, we didn't know you had that in you, because I'm usually fairly quiet. But actually, this year, I'm going to give it a miss, because we did a gig in the Philippines in a great big stadium in front of 10,000 people, and we didn't take a saxophone player, and we had a solo for a sax, and I was like, oh, we better fill these 12 bars up with something. I thought, I'll see the highest note I can hit, and I'll just, woo! And then I kept going, and I was thinking, well, there's no one going to be able to take over, we haven't got a sax, so you'll appreciate this, though. I sang for 12 bars at the top of my voice. It became a scream.
So you're going to do that instead of screaming at taxi drivers? It sounds like a much healthier idea.
Yeah.
Corinne, good luck with the album. We look forward to hearing it. Thanks very much, Corinne Drewery. Break time again. A bit in a minute. We'll be finding out who doesn't mind a bit of mug. Back soon.